Okay. You're live.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire. Finally, we got it together. And welcome to Ask the Good Doctor live from my kitchen. Thank you for joining me for my live book event. I'm supposed to be on a national book tour right now, but you know where we are, home. So I thought I'd bring it to you live anyway so that you could still enjoy coming to a live book event, but we're going to do it right here. So I thank you for being here. I have my royal taste tester here today, my cousin Patricia, and she's going to be tasting some of the appetizers. So just let's get started. Well, the first thing when you have guests of any kind or at any event, what do? You offer them something to drink, right? So I've got something wonderfully refreshing. This is my Fruit 2O, which is found in the book under beverages. And I love fruit water. You know, there are all of those fruit and beverage drinks. They call them Fruit 2O that you can buy in the store, right? They have artificial ingredients. They have fake sugar. They obviously don't have fresh fruit. So you can make it yourself. What do I always say? Make it yourself, make it fresh, make it homemade healthy. And that's why we're here today. We are going to learn how to make a few healthy things that you can serve if you want to just have a little mishmash, little appetizer. So first we're going to serve up. Patricia, would you like something to drink?
Absolutely.
So we're going to serve up some Fruit 2O, the real deal. I was trying to get some fruit in there, but it didn't want to cooperate. Here you are.
Thank you.
You are welcome, and I will serve myself some as well. You can make this at home. You can throw any kind of fruit in it. You can use melons, you can use berries, pineapple. I love to use fresh berries in mine. I also, bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
And I love to leave it in the refrigerator. And you see it turns this red color. How is it? Is that refreshing?
Oh, yes.
And it's so refreshing. So we just leave ours in the refrigerator, leave it covered all of the time. And then we keep refilling it because if you slice the fruit really thin, the thinner you slice the fruit, the more flavors that will be extracted in the food. And boy, if you leave this overnight in the refrigerator, amazing what it will taste like. And let me tell you, this is an opportunity to drink more water, number one. One of the things that doesn't cost you anything, okay? Drink more water. But it is also a way to make your body more alkaline because this fruit helps to make you alkaline. Fruit is naturally alkalizing. You can also put lemons in it. I love lemon, orange, and clove. It is one of my favorite mixtures, not just good for the holiday season, but all of the time. And all of those things are refreshing and cleansing. And no, it's not too much acid, okay? While oranges, limes, and lemons are acidic in nature, they turn into an alkaline ash in the stomach, all right? So don't be afraid if you have heartburn or if you have GERD or if you have any kind of esophageal distress. This is something that can help make it more alkalizing and help you get rid of it. How about that? How about that? And calm it down. Shall I refill you before I put this away? Thank you, my darling. All right. You are so welcome. Fruit 2O. It's in the book. Now, if you have the book already, can you put that over there, please, on the counter? Thank you. If you have the book already, the Fruit 2O, let's see. It is on page, right up front, page 20. Yes? Page 20, right for you. So the next thing that you want to do when you have company is, of course, to offer them something to eat. Now, one of the things that I like, at a book signing, you don't need a whole lot of heavy-duty things, but I love olives. How many of you love olives, okay? So I have dumped the olives into my container already, and I just used store-bought, the green olives, the manzanilla olives, the Kalamata olives, and a can of black pitted olives. Can we put those to the side, please? Thank you. Patricia is also sous chef for the day. She's also sous chef all the time in our house. Now, one of the things that I like doing, now, my child, my angel baby, get her. She loves an olive bar. And we love, love seasoned olives.
Oh, yes.
But one time, we bought 2 pounds of them over the holy season, over the holy days. And guess what? They didn't taste like anything. They tasted like they poured it right out of here, threw some garlic in there, and that was it. I was so disgusted, so disappointed, and I said, that's it. It's on and cracking. I'm going to do my own. So I started buying my own olives and seasoning them the way I like them seasoned, heavily seasoned, so that it soaks all through there and you get, so we're going to do them right now. These are my favorite seasonings here. They come from Marshall's Creek Spice Company. Hey, Rich, how are you doing? Rich Lager. He has been selling these herbs, these seasonings for so many years, and I met him in 1991. That's how long I've been using them. They are not labeled as organic, but they're pretty fresh and they're pretty natural, and I trust these products explicitly. So let's get started with making our olives, shall we? So we got a little bit of basil here, and I'm just going to layer them on top. Okay. A little rosemary, and of course a little thyme. Gotta have thyme. And then, of course, oregano. The other thing that I really love, my favorite seasoning salt, not Laurie's, no offense, okay? It is called veggie salt. It is by the people who make Spike. A lot of people have heard of Spike, but this is dried, dehydrated, ground up vegetables, onion, celery, all the bell peppers, parsley, ground up into a powder. And I just keep them in this jar and I shake it on. Okay. Also, I like, no, that's the wrong recipe. Crushed red pepper, a little kick. And then we mix them all up. Literally, you just toss them around. That's it, that's all. But the creme de la creme, got to use some red wine vinegar on it. Yes, just a little red wine vinegar, and then you let it soak a little bit. And of course, just a little bit of olive oil, not a whole lot, because these are indeed olives. So then you just mix them up and you toss them around. Patricia, I hate to ask you, but can you pass me that blue jar over there?
Absolutely.
All right. And then put them in put those, make it a mess. Trying to go fast, never go fast. Don't go fast, y'all. And here we are. Voila, bon sang. Olives. Seasoned. Oh, let me offer them to my guests, please. Would you like olives, please?
Absolutely.
There you go. Fantastic.
Thank you, Doctor.
So you know that we're a sequestrian place, and we are family. Who are, I know, right? Amazing, huh? I'm just going to eat them because they fell on my counter. All right. The other thing I want to make, well, I already did make, the most awesome thing ever. Homemade salsa. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So the homemade olives are on page 81, and the salsa and the guacamole, we're going to do that too. Page 72 and page 73. Right here. So the salsa, I made this a while ago. We're not going to make it today because it makes a mess and it's a lot of it. Okay. But yes, I make it in gangster bottles like this because my family eats a lot of salsa.
Oh, yes.
My husband had the audacity to say, "You made so much." Please, one of these disappeared in like 3 days. And I was like, oh, enough for, okay, I made too much. But here we are with the salsa. And this contains onion, cilantro, and green tomatoes, red tomatoes, and loads of garlic. So we're going to put some in this jar right on this plate right here, in this bowl, so that you can get an up-close look at it. It is divine. There's also parsley in here. There's fresh chopped garlic. There is our fresh chopped onions, and there are also garlic powder and onion powder. And you saute it up, and you just keep it in the refrigerator. And it has apple cider vinegar in it, not white vinegar. White vinegar is good for killing germs, good for cleaning, not good for ingesting. It destroys us, the bone marrow in our body. Aha, little tip. So stay away from white vinegar, ingesting it. Use apple cider vinegar whenever you are cooking. Can we put this on the side, please? Thank you. And it is, apple cider vinegar is actually really good for our bodies. And we like a multigrain chip. We love the multigrain chips. I'm not gonna crunch this because it's good in mouth. Patricia, would you like to try the multigrain chip?
Absolutely.
And you dip it on in the salsa. Also, the olives, when I make them in the big bowl like this, I put them in a mason jar and refrigerate them. How's that salsa?
It's divine.
It's divine.
Mm.
You two can see, that's what you want. Last night, I felt like jerk chicken. It took me hours and hours, but guess what? We had pigeon peas and rice, cabbage, carrots from the farm that had been and they were sweet as sugar. And oh my gosh, it was a divine meal. But it takes a while to do all this chopping and dicing. But chopping and dicing soothes the soul, and I personally love it. The next, here you are. She's still chomping, but I won't put her to work. Can you put that to the side, please? As well as the salsa. I just love this veggie sauce. It is amazing seasoning, and it definitely replaces seasoning salt. Okay? No seasoning salt for you. No seasoning salt. All right. Up next, my guacamole. I started some here, but she said, but we're gonna have some more. So the trick to doing the avocados, pull it apart, and you just put your knife in there, and hopefully it'll come out. Now they want to cooperate. You can toss that. We got lots of them. Okay. So what you do is when you stab the knife in it, and it falls on, and it'll usually stick to the seed. My hand was slippery. Okay, and then you peel it off. Then you just want to chop. Chop your avocado in there. I like to use my Vegisol on it, and I like cayenne pepper.
Yes.
Oh yes. And then I do some cilantro and some red pepper and lemon. Now, why do you put the lemon in there? Well, the lemon stops the avocado from turning brown. It retards it, and so it doesn't brown. Just like, because it has the same component in it that apples have, that they go brown, and they go brown quickly. And I love a red onion in my avocado. I really do. In my guacamole, and I love cilantro. A lot of people say, I don't like cilantro, it makes it too, but let me tell you something. That is the punch. That is the identifier. That is what lets you know you're having some Mexican food. Okay? And I personally could not imagine having guacamole without cilantro, of course. And that's like one of those things that I keep in my refrigerator, and I don't care if it goes bad. Cilantro. Finally, the secret weapon, cumin. Okay? Love cumin. That cumin is that flavor that you have in Mexican food that you can't really identify. You don't really know what it is, but you know you're eating Mexican food. And here it is with my lemon. And you want to pluck the seeds out, of course, because there's nothing worse than getting a seed in your guacamole on while you're trying to nosh on it. I have a fork over here. And then you just mash it with a fork. I hope y'all can see pretty good what I'm doing here. Mash them with a fork. That's it. And this will keep in the fridge for a couple of days. Yeah? And let me tell you, it's a great anytime snack. This is the kind of stuff you want to have laying around just in case you get hungry. It stops you from grabbing junk food and sweets. This is a good kind of junk food because, I mean, this guacamole is loaded with fat, okay? But it's a good fat. So it has all the vitamins that you need in it, and it's a healthy fat for the body. Patricia, would you like to sample the guacamole?
Absolutely.
Can you put that away, please? And then we can do it. Now, My husband doesn't like guacamole. I also put tomatoes in it. Sometimes take a little few of the tomatoes from the salsa and toss it in there. Yeah, and spread that and mix that up. And there's already garlic in here. I forgot to tell you that there was already garlic in there. So let me know what you think about that, Patricia, while I close up everything. You know, we're cooks. We come from the same family, okay? What they say, clean as you go. Don't you leave a mess in this kitchen. You clean as you go. And she is such a good sous chef. She has been just an angel in the kitchen.
Oh my goodness.
You love my guacamole?
Of course.
My daughter said that I should enter a guacamole contest. Now, when your children say that, if we could put these away, that'd be great. And then you're free to nish nosh. We have prepared all of our snacks that we are going to have for our book signing. And our fruit water, and I'm going to have some fruit water. It is really so refreshing. And you know what's really refreshing about it as well? Especially on a summer day. And you do the watermelon water, oh my gosh, and the peach water, it is so good. I'll never forget my friend Gina. She came to my house one day. It's actually the first day we met. Hey, Gina. And I take my lemons. These don't go to waste. I drop these in my water. Okay? We should all be drinking a lot of lemon water right now. It's an astringent. And it helps the body. Okay? It's very good for cleansing. And we need to stay detoxified and cleansed no matter what, especially right now. All right? Let me remind you of that. It's very important that you do that. So I thought that I'd share with you a few things from the book, because the book is filled with nutritional notes and anecdotes. And I talk a lot about my family, our family, and my grandmother and our aunts, who were fierce in the kitchen. They were just amazing people just amazing people in the kitchen. So I thought I'd read a little bit to you about how it all began for me. It was 1979 when I was a senior in high school that I first began my wellness journey. Thanks to Cindy Rogers. Hey, Cindy, shout out, girl. We're still friends today. Who gave a persuasive speech in our honors English class about why you should not eat meat. I was so persuaded by Cindy's speech that I went to the lunchroom and ordered a grilled cheese on rye. And then I went home that night and announced, I'm never eating meat again. And my mother said, help yourself. There's some salad in the refrigerator. Just thinking it was one of my phases. So then I went to get a job at GNC. And back then it was called General Nutrition Center. And that was when GNC squeezed peanut butter, made sandwiches, had groceries. It was like the whole food of our time. I learned so much there with my GNC education. And I was really sold out to my new lifestyle. And so by the time I went to Eastern Illinois University in the fall of 1980, I was armed with boxes of herbs, vitamin supplements, and most of all, information. I quickly became known to my friends as the go-to girl who could whip you up something really nasty, but would make you feel better. So you wouldn't have to miss your test or your track meet, okay? And you didn't have to go to health services. My vegetarian lifestyle only lasted until Christmas of my freshman year because my hair started falling out by the handfuls because I wasn't properly replacing my proteins. I had completely lost the taste for beef and pork, so I slowly began reintroducing chicken, turkey, and fish. Gratefully, after about a month, my hair stopped falling out, and it caused me to take a closer look at exactly what I was eating. I found it very interesting that with just the addition of one meat protein daily, there was a big difference. At 17 years old, I was not that good of a cook at living in an off-campus apartment. I was handicapped when it came to making protein varieties. But one thing was for sure, because of my GNC education, I was never going back to eating all of the crap that I used to eat. Other good lifestyle habits that I had were going to bed early, getting up early, and getting exercise. I had all 8 o'clock classes in college and would be finished daily by noon. I had time to study, work, and yes, even party, all by 10 o'clock. I would absolutely be in bed. I have always been the sleepyhead in my bunch, and all of my friends have a picture of me and family, have a picture of me sleep at all the parties. I just always been that way. Okay, so but going to bed is how your body heals itself. Upon college graduation at 21, I entered my field of study at broadcast journalism and moved to New York City. Not long after the move, I noticed the need to uptake my vitamin supplements. And due to the nature of big city stressors, that's what I chalked it up to. With millions of people come millions of more germs and many more opportunities to socialize and party, more stress at work, and yes, the stress of getting to work on the subway. My body had been taking a toll that only I knew I was experiencing. I was constipated, my urine was acrid, and my had body aches and intermittent facial breakouts, and all of which were foreign to me. It was an interesting observation to me that my peers were always complimenting on my clear skin because aren't all 20-year-old straight out of college, aren't they supposed to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed? But the people that was around, who I was working with, it looked like New York City had chewed them up and spit them out. And I knew that I did not want to end up in that way. I was a health nut. I was classified as a health nut, and I didn't care one bit about the names I was being called. I was healthy and in love with life and the knowledge that God had blessed me to have. In 1990, I fell in love with Prince Charming, and we were married within a year. He was so critical of my healthy eating habits, and he and his family called me Rabbit. To this day, I have never seen one family consume so much meat and so many fast food meals. 2 years into our marriage, I found out that my Prince Charming had married me knowing he had full-blown AIDS and didn't tell me. After 1 year of dating and 2 years of marriage and lots of unprotected sex, it's funny, he never mentioned it. So I am glad to say, though, it's a blessing that I am HIV negative. Hallelujah. And many say that I am a miracle walking. My response is that I'm simply God's girl, and I believe in Jesus Christ, and I am convinced about his miraculous power and healing power of his blood. And I also have a rock solid immune system. And you can read a full account of that in Faith Under Fire, Betrayed by a Thing Called Love by Simon Schuster, Karen Hunter Publishing. Shameless plug, but I think this is my book event, isn't it? Okay. Also, I have to give credit to the rock solid immune system I have acquired as a result of a healthy lifestyle. I had been following that lifestyle for at least 10 years before I met this dude, and it served me well for protection in that situation. I am a living, breathing, real life example of how when your immune system is strong, you can be exposed to anything and you will not become affected. Can we talk about something else that's brewing right now? That is my case in point. In 2001, I entered the doctorate program at Trinity College of Natural Health to become a classical naturopathic doctor, master herbalist, and doctor of naturopathic ministry, so that I could attach some credibility to all of the unofficial advice I had been dishing out to my family and friends over the years. A classical naturopathic doctor, like me, treats everyone with everything that is in nature and uses no medicine to keep you well. It is necessary to tackle sickness and disease with holistic approaches, starting with building and maintaining the immune system and proper levels of acidity. When you give the body what it needs, it will repair itself. I'll say that again. When you give the body what it needs, it will repair itself. To some, this simple premise seems, well, too simple. To others, it seems quite logical. I thrive on teaching the principles to uncomplicate the premise of staying well to those who have complicated this issue. As a result of these teachings, my former student, Carew Daniels, affectionately has dubbed me the good doctor. Hey, Carew. And it is how I have arrived at the description of myself and the work I desire to continue for the rest of my days. In the first book of the Ask the Good Doctor series, the Detox Edition, which is available on ebook as well as on Amazon, I teach 7 steps to detoxify the body. This recipe book Kitchen Warriors 101 Homemade Healthy. Yep. It will aid with meals for detoxing and for everyday enjoyment. On these pages, it is my hope you will come to understand that are catalysts which trigger positive and negative responses in our bodies. One catalyst is food, and the other catalyst is emotion. The next great weapons for maintaining good health are your food and your thoughts. Food and thoughts can usher in cancer or combat cancer. Food and thoughts can lead you into diabetes or lead you out of a diabetic state. The adage which states, you are what you eat, should be accompanied by, you are what you think. For the Bible says in Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I want you to read on and learn and enjoy this journey. This cookbook is filled with nutritional notes and anecdotes, stories about my family and how my aunts were dietitians for the state of New York in hospitals. And I have an uncle who was the head chef for the New Orleans Convention Center, and a cousin who was the head chef in Washington, D.C. Convention Center. And it's so funny. I did a book signing with the Congressional Black Caucus, and I was with Lolita Files and Eric Jerome Dickey and Victoria Christopher Murray. And when we had a break signing books, I said, come on, you guys, come with me. Let's go to the kitchen. My cousin is the head chef here. They're like, your cousin ain't no head chef here. I was like, okay. So I just kept asking security guards, because he said, just ask all the security guards, lead you to the kitchen. So we get to the kitchen, and he's got his tall hat on and his white coat. And then he told his friends, see, this is my cousin. She wrote the book so